It's like we stumbled upon a time capsule. But instead of old photos and trinkets, we found a podcast episode from 2025.
A glimpse into an alternate future, huh?
Exactly. This Crypto and Coffee 8 episode is going to be our guide for today, taking us on a deep dive into a world where Trump's back in the White House and meme coins are making headlines.
That sounds like a wild ride. Let's see what this January 23rd, 2025 episode has in store for us.
All right, so first things first, the Trump effect is in full force.
Yeah.
But this time, he's shaking things up in the crypto world big time. He pardoned Ross Ulbricht, the Silk Road founder. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, that's a controversial one for sure.
Sure.
Some people are hailing it as a victory for freedom, while others are worried about the message it sends.
Right. And on top of that, he booted Gary Gensler from the SEC. And then there's the massive infrastructure plan. He announced a huge chunk of it dedicated to AI.
It's definitely a bold move pouring resources into AI like that. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Okay, so we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Trump's own meme coin. It's got everyone talking. But before we get into that, can you give us a quick rundown on what a meme coin actually is for those who might not be familiar?
Sure. So you've got your Bitcoin and Ethereum, the serious players aiming to revolutionize finance. And then you've got meme coins. They're like the class clowns of the crypto world.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
They often start as a joke inspired by internet memes, and their value is driven purely by hype and online communities.
So like Dogecoin with the Shiba Inu dog or Pepe the frog?
Exactly. They're all about capturing that viral energy. And, well, Trump decided to jump on that bandwagon, and his meme coin is already making waves.
Yeah, big waves.
Yeah.
The episode mentions that it even affected Solana transactions on Coinbase, which is surprising to say the least.
And get this, at one point, the trading volume for Trump's meme coin was 6 times greater than Dogecoin's.
Whoa, Dogecoin is usually the top dog when it comes to meme coins. That's a serious power move.
It really shows how influential these meme coins can be despite their often silly origins. They tapped into something powerful: investor psychology, speculation, fear of missing out.
It's like a roller coaster ride fueled by emotions and online buzz.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, is this meme coin frenzy a good thing or a bad thing for crypto in the long run?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, on the one hand, it brings in new investors, generates excitement, but on the flip side,
It can create a lot of volatility, scare away serious investors, and even attract more scrutiny from regulators.
it's a double-edged sword, for sure. And speaking of regulation, this episode also talks about a major legal win for Tornado Cash, a privacy-focused cryptocurrency mixer.
This case is really interesting. It gets to the heart of the ongoing debate about privacy and regulation in the crypto world.
Could you explain what a cryptocurrency mixer does for those of us who are still learning the ropes?
Sure. So imagine you want to send crypto to someone, but you don't want anyone tracing that transaction back to you. That's where a mixer like Tornado Cash comes in.
Okay, so it's like a privacy shield for your crypto transactions.
Exactly. It mixes your coins with others, making it hard to track where they came from or where they're going.
Sounds pretty useful, especially if you value your privacy. But I can see how that could raise some eyebrows, too.
Oh, definitely. There are concerns about potential misuse like money laundering or other illegal activities. It's a balancing act.
So what happened with Tornado Cash?
Well, a Texas court just overturned sanctions against them that were imposed back in 2022. It's a big win for privacy advocates, but the debate is far from over.
It seems like finding that sweet spot between privacy and security is going to be an ongoing challenge in the crypto world.
Absolutely. And this episode highlights another area where that tension is playing out. The world of AI. Trump's infrastructure project has really put AI development front and center.
It sounds like tech giants like OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank are all in on this AI revolution, promising some pretty mind-blowing advancements.
Some of the claims are pretty out there, like curing cancer in 48 hours. It almost sounds too good to be true.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much of this is hype and how much is reality, especially for 2025, which isn't that far off.
We've got to be careful not to get swept up in the hype. While AI has incredible potential, we also need to consider the ethical implications and not get ahead of ourselves.
It's a powerful technology, and with great power comes great responsibility, as they say.
Exactly. It's a delicate balance. We need to be mindful of the potential risks and make sure we're using AI for good.
This alternate 2025 is definitely giving us a lot to chew on, from meme coin mania and legal battles to the rapid rise of AI. It's both exciting and a little unsettling.
It's a glimpse into a future where technology is reshaping our world in profound ways and where the choices we make today will have a ripple effect for years to come.
And we're just scratching the surface here. We still have so much more to explore, like Circle's moves in the stablecoin market and the growing influence of AI in places like Dubai and Saudi Arabia.
This time capsule is full of surprises. Let's see what else we can uncover. It really does feel like we've stepped into an alternate reality, doesn't it? This podcast episode is painting a picture of a world where crypto is even more intertwined with our everyday lives, and the lines between finance, technology, and even politics, they're getting blurrier by the day.
Totally. It makes you wonder, what would life actually be like in this version of 2025? Would we be paying for groceries with meme coins, getting medical advice from AI doctors?
Who knows, maybe.
Yeah.
But for now, let's shift our focus to a company that's making some strategic moves in this alternate landscape. Circle, the issuer of the USDC stablecoin.
Circle, yeah, they're a big name in the crypto world. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure I understand what a stablecoin is or why they're so important.
Think of it like this. You have a digital dollar, but it's always worth $1. Even when the rest of the crypto market is going crazy up and down, that's what a stablecoin like USDC aims to be. A stable and reliable way to store and transfer value within the crypto ecosystem.
So it's like a bridge between the traditional financial system and the often volatile world of cryptocurrency.
Precisely. And in this 2025 snapshot, Circle is making some bold moves. They acquired Hashnode, which is a platform for developers, and they partnered with DRW's Cumberland, a major player in global trading. It seems like they're building a whole ecosystem around USDC.
And they're not just sticking with Ethereum, the usual blockchain for stablecoins. They're expanding to the Canton blockchain, which is designed for institutional-grade financial transactions. That sounds like a pretty big deal.
It is. Think of Canton as a high-speed rail for moving large amounts of money around the clock. By bringing USDC to Canton Circle is signaling that they're serious about attracting big financial players, and maybe even changing how traditional markets operate.
It makes you wonder, could this lead to even wider adoption of stablecoins? Could we see a future where we're using them for everyday purchases?
It's definitely within the realm of possibility, especially with Circle's focus on regulatory compliance. As governments around the world grapple with how to regulate the crypto space that could give them a real advantage.
It's like they're trying to position themselves as the responsible players in the stablecoin world, especially compared to Tether, which has had its fair share of controversies over the years.
That's a sharp observation. Tether's USDT is still the biggest stablecoin by market cap. But Circle's commitment to transparency and compliance could give them an edge, especially as institutional investors seek out stablecoins they can trust.
It's a bit like a tale of two stablecoins.
Right.
One playing it fast and loose, the other taking a more cautious, regulatory-friendly approach. It'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out in the years to come.
Absolutely. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows in this alternate crypto landscape. This podcast episode also sheds light on the darker side of the industry, with a story about a UAE-based firm, CSL Global, getting caught for wash trading.
Wash trading, that doesn't sound good. Can you explain what that is?
Imagine you're trying to sell a used car. So you ask a friend to pretend they're interested, bidding up the price to make it seem more desirable. That's essentially what wash trading is. Artificially inflating trading volume to create a false impression of demand, which can manipulate the price of an asset.
So it's like creating a fake buzz around a cryptocurrency to trick people into thinking it's more valuable than it actually is.
You got it. And in this case, CSL Global was manipulating the trading volume of a token called Next Funday token. They were caught red-handed by the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the consequences are pretty severe.
How severe are we talking?
They're facing a hefty fine. And more importantly, they're banned from U.S. crypto markets. This sends a clear message that regulators are cracking down on market manipulation, even across international borders.
It's a stark reminder that even in a decentralized world, there's still a need for rules and oversight to protect investors and ensure market integrity.
Absolutely. This wash trading incident provides a counterpoint to the Tornado Cash victory. It shows that the crypto space is still grappling with ethical dilemmas and the challenge of balancing innovation with responsible behavior.
It's a constant push and pull between the forces of decentralization and the need for some level of control.
Indeed. And this tension isn't confined to the financial world. Remember Trump's big push for AI development? Well, this podcast episode gives us a glimpse into how that's impacting other parts of the world, too.
Like the AI training program in Dubai.
Right. The Dubai Press Club is organizing a program to explore AI's role in media, specifically how journalists and content creators can use AI for things like content production analysis and distribution.
So they're not just talking about AI in a theoretical sense. They're actually thinking about its practical applications in a specific industry.
Exactly. And over in Saudi Arabia, Aramco, the oil giant, is partnering with Sandbox AQ, an Alphabet spinoff, to tackle carbon emissions using AI and quantum technologies. They're exploring ways to convert those emissions into useful products, potentially turning a climate liability into a revenue stream.
That's fascinating. It's interesting how even oil companies, often seen as resistant to change, are recognizing the potential of AI to address sustainability challenges.
It shows that the AI wave is reaching far beyond Silicon Valley, impacting industries and countries all over the world.
And speaking of reaching across borders, this podcast episode even includes a listener question about Trump's meme coin. It shows how even in this alternate 2025, people are still grappling with the same questions we have today. How do we evaluate new technologies? How do we separate hype from substance?
And the host's response is pretty balanced. He acknowledges that Trump has taken the necessary legal steps and is technically within his rights. But he also raises concerns about potential manipulation and the fact that the meme coin requires KYC and AML procedures, which some might see as contradicting the decentralized ethos of crypto.
It's a good reminder that even in a future where meme coins are flying high, critical thinking and due diligence are still essential.
Couldn't agree more. It all comes down to understanding the risks and making informed decisions.
So we've got a mixed bag here, promising developments like Circle's expansion concerns about wash trading and the global reach of AI. What's your overall take on this snapshot of the crypto world in 2025?
It's a world where crypto is becoming increasingly integrated into our lives. But it's also a world where the same challenges we face today, regulation, ethics, market manipulation, are still very much present.
It seems like technology doesn't necessarily solve all our problems. It just gives us new tools and new dilemmas to grapple with.
Precisely. And it's up to us to decide how we want to navigate this evolving landscape.
This podcast episode has definitely given us a lot to ponder. We've explored everything from meme coin mania and stablecoin strategies to the impact of AI on healthcare media and even carbon emissions. But there's one key player we haven't touched on yet, Bitcoin.
Ah, yes. The original cryptocurrency. How could we forget? What's Bitcoin up to in this alternate 2025?
Well, it seems Bitcoin is holding strong, at least for now. The episode mentions it's sitting at $103,984. Bit lower than its recent high, but still up over the past week. What do you think's driving those price swings?
Even in this alternate 2025, Bitcoin's price remains a bit of an enigma, full of unexpected twists and turns. The podcast host pointed to the upcoming FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. It always seems to shake things up in the market.
Right, because when interest rates go up, people tend to shy away from riskier investments. And that can definitely have an impact on crypto prices. It's like a constant tug of war between the traditional financial world and the crypto world.
Exactly. They're more interconnected than many people realize. The host also suggested keeping an eye on stablecoin volume as a potential indicator of where Bitcoin and the broader crypto market might be headed.
Oh, interesting. How so?
While stablecoins are often seen as a safe haven during periods of market volatility, so if their trading volume starts to spike, it could suggest that investors are moving their assets out of riskier investments like Bitcoin, anticipating a downturn. It's a bit like watching for storm clouds on the horizon.
So it's all about reading the tea leaves, understanding the forces at play, and making informed decisions. This deep dive into an alternate 2025 has certainly given us a lot to consider.
It really is like holding up a mirror to our present, isn't it? We see the same hopes and fears, the same challenges, just amplified and projected a few years into the future.
It makes you wonder, what will your 2025 look like? Will you be riding the crypto wave, embracing the AI revolution, or maybe forging your own path off the beaten track?
That's the beauty of it. The future isn't set in stone. The choices we make today, the actions we take, they'll shape the world of tomorrow in ways we can only imagine.
So will you be a passive observer or an active participant in this unfolding story? Will you be an innovator, an investor, a skeptic, or maybe a combination of all three?
Whatever path you choose, we hope this deep dive has given you the knowledge and the inspiration to navigate this exciting and at times perplexing world.
We've covered a lot of ground, from presidential pardons and meme coin frenzy to the rise of stablecoins and the global impact of AI. And we even touched on the enduring mystery of Bitcoin's price.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to all the sources we discussed. And let us know what other deep dives you'd like to take in the future.
Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.